Hello again and welcome to Wild West Garage. My name's Morgan, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can use a scrap of newspaper, some magnets, and an old rusty part as a buck to make a floor pan patch panel. Making a pattern for a floor pan patch. You see the old piece there connected to this body brace. So just got a bunch of these magnets. I don't know where I got these. They were just laying around in my dad's shop, I guess. So they hold the paper down securely. And then I just take a file, run it around the edge, and it basically cuts off the paper right on the edge, and you end up with a perfect pattern of what you got cut out. Then you take those same magnets and hold the pattern to your piece of metal that you want to cut out, and take a Sharpie and trace around it. Now there's a little more information that we need out of this pattern. So the floor pan comes along here, and then it kicks up into the toe board here. So there's a bend line here. And it's not, I don't think it's actually straight, but I'm probably going to make it more or less straight. So what I'll do is just find the apex. Okay, so if you don't know what that word means, if you had a bend that was just like this, that would be your bend point right there, right? But because this bend is kind of like that, I got to find the middle of that bend. That's the apex. So just by running my fingers on here, I can find more or less where that is, make a determination. Looks like it's right on the top of that. Well, it looks like a 6, but it's actually a 9. It's upside down. Looks like it's right there. See any deals on this flyer that you just gotta have? I'm pretty sure the sale's over. Okay, on this side, I'm going to see it's right there. I'm also going to make a mark here in the middle. Yeah, I can see that line isn't straight. There. And it's all rusted out over in this part, so it's kind of hard to get another one right here somewhere. Let's see, it's right about there. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll lay this back on here. You see I had to add a piece there because when I cut it out of the truck, I hadn't cut this part out yet. Like, it was just easier to cut it straight across there, and this is all that part's all spot welded on, so it's going to get mangled when I I could have drilled the spot welds out, but that was just quicker and easier. Sometimes I do these things and then I forget there was extra material there, and it's a bit annoying. I get annoyed with myself, but anyways, that's life. You either add a piece or you make a whole new blank, right? So just want to get this set up. So you can see there's some extra material here along the edge. I'm not going to cut that off until I have the panel formed, and then I'll go ahead and fit it in the truck and scribe that edge. If you try to make your pattern or your blank too close to the actual, your pattern, you end up coming short sometimes, or coming up short. So, okay, so I'm going to make this mark here, this mark over here, and then I'm just going to take my knife, scratch through these marks onto the blank. That'll show up. There, right there. So it's definitely not a straight line. And I'll just throw something straight on there to show you. And you can see how not straight it is. So what I'm going to do is I need to go to my brake. And I'm going to make 2 bends. Kind of sneak up on this, and I know maybe what you're thinking is why is he doing a radius bend like I talked about that apex. It's not a real sharp bend, but I'm gonna work this out on something else here in a minute. So I'm just gonna kind of go off the lines here a little bit too. Come outside the lines or my marks. And this is going to soften up that bend as well a little bit. So now you see all that, all those ridges and stuff there. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to take it over here. This T-dolly, and I'm just going to use this T-dolly to get that bend where I want it and soften up all those ridges and get rid of those. So now I have to, because this is the side that's going to be facing down when I'm working it. So I got to kind of, I could just go grab the pattern, but it's not that critical. I'm just going to figure out where these, I can see because of these lines that I made in the break, I can see where this these marks are more or less corresponding to those. So I just flip this over and make my marks on this side more or less where those are, and then I can have an idea where I'm going with this thing. So there's one right here and one right there, I think. Just double check that. That's the first, yeah, more or less. Yeah, no, that's where it is. Top, and that one, there. It's just a little further down, right in this area. Okay, so I got these marks. I know that this, just for these ones too. Where that apex is. Camera work. Okay, so I got an idea where this is running, so I'm just going to draw with my Sharpie. Will work. That's more or less where that needs to go. So I'm going to do a little bit of work on this with this guy on the stump here and knock this down into that kind of curve there. So the floor pan is curved here, and this plane is straight. So now I'm going to take it over the T-dolly. Do some work in this area on the heel of the anvil here. It's like a big dolly. Planish this out. So that's more or less done what I wanted it to do. So I'm not sure if I got enough bend in this. Let's go check it out. Actually, it looks not bad. Could go a little bit more. Yeah, well, this is holding it up here. Actually, no, it's got to go tighter. That's probably taking care of that. You can see I've got that curve in that now. And this is a flat plane, more or less. More or less gotten rid of those ridges or lines that I put in there with the brake. You see this has got a bit of a hump here. I can work that down a bit. Got a bit of a hump there, but I don't think I'm going to worry about that. I could wheel this out of here a bit and it'll raise this up. But I think for a floor pan, this is probably acceptable. It is acceptable. I'm going to accept it. Let's see how it fits. Yeah, it's actually bent too much now, but I can straighten it out when I put it in the truck. So there we go. That's good. So now I can put it in here and hold it in place and scribe it from underneath. Yeah, it lays on the floor pretty good. Yeah, it's in there quite naturally, that's the way it is. There you go, floor pan 101. Thanks for watching. We'll get there.